Good morning, everyone. I'm County Executive Tom DeGise, and it's my job today to welcome you to Hudson County, to Jersey City, and more specifically, the Gabert Library, where we're sitting and standing right here. We always like it when Governor Murphy comes to Hudson County, because he usually brings a bag of goodies with him. And it gives us a chance to twist his arm, to lobby him. And today is no different, but I'll get to that in a second. I had a conversation with the governor yesterday, and it's in the papers today, that I have just recently announced my retirement. It will be after 5+ terms, 20 years, somebody else's turn to do that. And when you reach this point in your career, you think of legacy, and you think of the things that you accomplished when you were here. And right up near the top of my list for a legacy is the community college. We have put up 5 new buildings in this general neighborhood of Journal Square during my 20 years. And the arm twist for the governor is, I want to do one more, Gov. You know, this is a library. We have student centers, we have classrooms, we have laboratories. What we don't have is a gymnasium and a student center for athletics, so we field no teams here. And you might have heard, Hudson County is a bit of a basketball haven here. So we would like, to that, and I'll be working on that in my last year in office, coming in, and a little help from your friends, Governor Murphy, we could put up one more building. Now, about why we're here, the pay it forward. I'm not going to make the governor's speech for him. He's going to get up here and he's going to explain it very eloquently, and we look forward to hearing it. I just would like to say that the nursing program that the college put into effect, I guess a year or two ago, was prophetic, because with the pandemic we found out we don't have enough nurses here. We don't have enough in any of our hospitals. Even as a county, we have a hard time hiring nurses. We have a psychiatric hospital, a jail, and different functions where we need nurses, and we can't get them. We're not getting them. So by having local people in particular taking advantage of a program like this, and they're going into an industry that not only just helps people and saves lives, but it's a good career path also. They need nurses in California, they need them in Alaska, and having a degree like that means that you can work anytime you want, almost anywhere you want. So it is a very timely program that we're grateful that the governor has put us right at the top of his list here for this program. So I'll just shut up here. Just one more message. If you're hungry, the best hot dogs ever in Hudson County is across the street in Boulevard Drinks. Order 2 with mustard and chili and the orangeade. You won't have to eat again until tomorrow. My pleasure to introduce my friend, Governor Phil Murphy.
Going across the street after I finish. I'm very happy I had a light breakfast. Good morning, everybody. It's a treat to be back here, a place that I've come often, not just Hudson County, but here to the Community College. I want to begin by thanking Hudson County Executive Tom DeGise, a great leader and a dear friend. People forget the state of the county executive's position 20 years ago when Tom first stepped into the breach. They forget the progress often that this county has made in so many respects. The most densely populated county in America, a county that has been addressing head-on, and by the way, not declaring victory, but addressing head-on inequities every second under Tom's leadership. And he reminded me when we spoke on Monday that he still has a bit of a run still to go. It's not like he's hanging his cleats up tomorrow, but he deserves and richly deserves our deepest appreciation for an extraordinary job well done. And again, he's not going anywhere. And I don't have time for the hot dogs, but I'm going to take a rain check. I also want to say that it's a treat to be back at Hudson County Community College. I want to thank the Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Darrell Jones. Dr. Jones, thank you for representing HCCC today. And please give President and friend Dr. Chris Reber a shout out. I know he couldn't be with us today. And I want to thank not just Dr. Jones and President Reber, but the entire Hudson County Community College team for their commitment to the students and faculty and for making this institution a leader among our community colleges in so many ways. Our community colleges, by the way, and we all know this, but it's worth reiterating, are built upon the principle that a higher education and quality job training should be within the reach of every New Jerseyan who wishes to work hard and aim high. And today is an important day in our work to ensure this principle holds true for the next generation of students in our state. Making New Jersey the state of opportunity means doing all we can to prepare our residents for good-paying jobs and family-sustaining careers, which in turn builds the robust and talented workforce we will need for sustained economic growth. And before I introduce a couple of other people, I want to say it's not often that I can say this. What we're going to announce today is literally one of a kind. It does not exist anywhere else in the United States of America, as we will hear from Tracy in a few moments, nor anywhere else in the world. And we're proud of a lot of things we do. We're number one in this, number two in that. We just got rated by Wallet Hub yesterday as the number 2 state in America in which to live, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to rest till we're number 1, by the way, but I'll take the silver medal for now. So we're proud of all the areas that we shine, but it's rare that we could say that this is literally, we are the literally only state in America that's going to be doing what we're going to announce today. And as such, I'm honored that we're joined by several key partners in our exciting and, as I said, first of its kind, nation-leading, pay-it-forward student loan program. We have, to my left and your right, Executive Director David Sokolow of the Higher Education Student Assistance Authority, which is so easy rolling off the tongue. Behind him, the Secretary of Higher Education, Dr. Brian Bridges, and many members of each of their respective teams are with us. Tracy Palangian, who we're going to hear from next, is the CEO of Social Finance, an invaluable partner in the program we're inaugurating today. We have Kadiatu Kamara, one of Hudson County Community College's great student leaders. We're also joined by 2 great representatives in our General Assembly. Raj Mukherjee and Will Sampson are both with us today. Guys, great to have you with us. I know we have Bishop Rodriguez and other faith leaders. We have, Stick Romano was here, County Commissioner, and other elected officials. So let me roll the tape back to June of last year. So this is now 14 months ago. We announced the creation of the New Jersey Pay It Forward Workforce Development Loan Program. We did that, by the way, and I must give these folks a shout out, alongside our New Jersey CEO Council, which has been an invaluable sounding board for me and my team as we have supported our economic recovery from the pandemic and worked to ensure that the state retains its position as home of the most highly trained workforce in the nation. Its members, and by the way, we meet regularly, most of it virtually over the past couple of years, CEOs only. So, and let me just give you a sense of what the companies we're talking about. Becton Dickinson, which is now goes by BD, Campbell Soup, Johnson & Johnson, Merck, PSE&G, RWJ Barnabas, again, in all instances, the CEOs only on these calls. And it's chaired by 2 outstanding leaders, Charlie Lowry, the CEO of Prudential, and Hans Vestberg, the CEO of Verizon. And I also want to give Ken Frazier a shout out, the former CEO and still a close friend and colleague in so many respects of Merck. These folks have been extraordinary. So Pay It Forward is an innovative public-private partnership to create the nation's first revolving fund to provide interest-free and fee-free loans to students seeking careers in high-demand fields, in innovation and technology, in health and the life sciences, and in clean energy, among other fields. And today, through HESA's partnership with Tracy and Social Finance, with the work of the Office of the Secretary of Higher Education, the Department of Labor, and the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, and underwritten by grants both from the CEO Council member companies and $7.5 million from our last two state budgets. We are taking Pay It Forward off the drawing board, where we announced it in June of last year, and adding it to the many ways our state is putting quality job training within reach of every resident. For the first cohort of students here at Hudson County Community College and at Camden County College and at the New Jersey Institute of Technology, this could not have come at a more opportune time. First, clearly it comes as our economy keeps creating new jobs as it continues its post-pandemic rebound. We'll get the latest jobs update tomorrow. The recent trends have been very strong. Fingers crossed that we'll see more of that tomorrow. But perhaps even more, it comes during a critical national debate about the costs of student loans and the direct financial impact that those repayments are having on the lives of countless American families. With Pay It Forward, New Jersey isn't just entering this national discussion. We're bringing a real, live, tangible example of what the future can look like. First, these loans aren't just for the cost of training, but will also cover the cost of books, class materials, and other supplies. In addition, these students will receive critical wraparound services such as career counseling and mental health supports, as well as stipends for living expenses. And those are all, by the way, as they say, on the house. And that last part is critical because we know that when people leave the workforce to enter new job training and educational programs, even temporarily, they're also giving up a paycheck. And that's a big risk. But through Pay It Forward, we're able to eliminate a lot of the uncertainty and stress that so often accompanies the decision to pursue training and upskilling. Now, once students like Kadiatu graduate and enter or re-enter the workforce and start repaying their loans, again, at zero interest, their payments are also going to be capped at just 10% of discretionary income. And after 5 years, assuming they are in good standing on their repayments, the remainder of their loans can be written off. Further, I feel like I'm in a Ginsu knife commercial here. Act now. Further, and this is the cool part, while they are repaying their loan, that money isn't going anywhere but to put back into the Pay It Forward program revolving fund to help support the next cohort of students who in turn will support those who follow them. How cool is that? As I noted before, and I mentioned with great passion, this is a nation-leading effort. It's the only one of its kind. And as I said also, in so many areas, we take great pride in looking across the nation. We do this shamelessly, by the way, at what other states do. If we find something we like, we rip a page out of their playbook, we adapt it for New Jersey, and we put it together. But this is an area where there are no other examples to learn from anywhere else in the nation. This is truly Jersey-designed and a Jersey-built effort. It's an effort that reaffirms our commitment to quality post-secondary education. There are numerous reasons, many reasons, why families and countless leading companies have a significant, either they live here or they have a significant New Jersey presence, but one that cannot be overstated is that our state is home to the workforce they need. I was in Israel last week pitching New Jersey, and there are two words I start with: talent and location. And if you play that hand, that's the hand we've been dealt. It isn't a Democratic hand or a Republican hand or any other kind of hand. It's who we are as a state. If you play that hand with great precision, great passion, you fund talent, you fund location, good things happen in this state. And through Pay It Forward, we're going to ensure that we keep this global reputation for years to come. Again, Tom, thank you and the HCCC team for hosting me so graciously. And with that, I'm not an expert in this area, but we thankfully have one with us who is. It is now my honor to introduce the CEO of Social Finance, Tracy Palangian. Tracy, come on down.
Thank you, Governor Murphy.
Well done.
I don't know if I need to do a lot of explanation. Governor Murphy, you killed it just now. Well, it's wonderful to be with you, Governor, and with your administration and our partners here at Hudson. And thank you, Tom. This is the goodie that the governor brought you. Our team at Social Finance has been working hard with the governor's team, with all our partners over the last year to develop this Pay It Forward program. And we could not be more excited. As the governor said, we are launching it today so that this bold and visionary program can begin to affect lives on the ground and improve so many lives of New Jerseyans. Well, lots of people have the ambition and often the potential to learn new skills, to land great jobs, but many of them don't have the resources to pursue an education that will put them on a pathway to upward mobility. So this is how the Pay It Forward program works. I know the governor started on it. I'm going to build on it a little bit. Students would enroll in these programs, and we're going to hear from Kariatu in a little bit, high-quality training programs in nursing, in HVAC, in welding, in cybersecurity, et cetera, at no upfront cost. In addition, as the governor said, they're going to receive important wraparound supports, living stipends, and those who land great jobs that pay over a particular income threshold would repay the cost of the program at zero interest and zero fees. And this is the important line. Those who don't get a good job that pays over that income threshold, they owe nothing. This arrangement, as you can see, is very different from the traditional student loan arrangement. First of all, you only pay if you succeed, and even if when you pay, you're only repaying your principal, nothing else. On top of that, all the payments, as the governor mentioned, are recycled back into the fund to support future learners so that students like you can take on new risks and train for new careers at absolutely no financial risk to them. As the governor mentioned, we're particularly excited about this program for three main reasons. One, it's outcomes focused. This entire program is built not on how many people actually go through the training, but actually what happens to them as a result of the training, whether they actually get great jobs. Second, it pays it forward so that students and future students can benefit from this program, which means that every public dollar, the impact of that public dollar is stretched and multiplied over more people. And then finally, the program is closely aligned with the jobs and the industries that are powering the economy of New Jersey. I know New Jersey has long been at the forefront of post-secondary training, and David, you've been at the front of it. Brian, you've been at the front of it. And we believe that the Pay It Forward program really built on that strong foundation and history. And the governor said it so well. New Jersey is the first in the nation, first in the world, but it won't be the last. In fact, our team is working in other states right now in much earlier stages to build these innovative public-private partnerships. And we just cannot be more excited to see New Jersey lead the country and set an example, especially during a time when the labor market remains so tight in a very uncertain economy. So today marks the launch. What can we expect to come back to Hudson in a couple of years to tell all of you? We hope to see two things. One is that businesses across the state look to this program for skilled talent to fill critical job openings. And second, that New Jerseyans are benefiting from this program, getting new skills, and landing great jobs that lead to great careers with substantially better earnings. So it is our team's absolute pleasure to be working with your administration, Governor Murphy, to launch this pioneering program. And we're so grateful to also all our partners at the CEO Council, at Hudson, at Camden, at New Jersey Institute of Technology. But while today we're here to launch a program, we're only at the starting line, and the hard and important work lies ahead. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Tracy. So well done. Give Grace and David my best. That's true. That's true. Tracy and I share some mutual friends we go way back with. So, Tracy, that was extraordinary. You mentioned the careers. It's worth noting the 3 institutions of higher education will have a specialty. Right here at HCCC, it'll be nursing and healthcare. At NJIT, it'll be cybersecurity. And at Camden County College, it'll be basically, broadly speaking, HVAC-related skills, all of which are desperately needed in our society, in our state today. I mentioned him earlier. We wouldn't be here without him. He's a great member of our team. Please help me welcome the Executive Director of the New Jersey Higher Education Student Assistance Authority, David Sokolow.
Thank you, Governor Murphy, not only for the introduction, for saying the name of the agency that I'm privileged to lead so well, but also for your leadership on this program and for bringing together the incredible resources from the CEO Council. I want to make sure that we mention we have substantial co-investment alongside the $7.5 million in HESA's budget from the state appropriations process, but also millions of dollars from the member companies of the New Jersey CEO Council who are putting their money where their mouth is and investing in this innovative program, which is part and parcel of the overall agenda that Governor Murphy has set out in this state of making opportunity more affordable. This is the opportunity state, and it's the affordability agenda for the opportunity state. You know, it starts with tuition and fees for college programs, which under this governor's leadership, we have made affordable and for many students tuition-free. In fact, just a few yards out that way, we launched the Community College Opportunity Grant, which Governor Murphy signed into law in February of 2021 right here, and which is helping tens of thousands of students, including Kariatu, pay for the basic tuition and fees of community college. Starting in just a few weeks, we'll be launching the Garden State Guarantee, which is the next step of the College Promise, which will pay for years 3 and 4 of students' tuition and fees at a 4-year public school in New Jersey, public college or university in New Jersey. And now, with Pay It Forward, we have built something that ladders on top of that and pays for some of the costs, the gap that's not paid for by traditional college financial aid. And so it's really with just tremendous leadership with the CEO Council, with Governor Murphy, and with our tremendous partners at Social Finance. And so, Tracy, to you and to all of your team who have worked so hard over the last year since we did the RFP and selected Social Finance, we couldn't have picked a better partner to really work out the details, to create opportunity for people to get great jobs in IT, in healthcare, in clean energy, all over this state. These will just be the first 3 institutions. We hope that this will become a proof of concept and that we will expand this in future years. As the governor and Tracy said, the money will revolve, so we'll be able to train additional cohorts. You know, when you traditionally do job training, you're paying with grants. Students get that training. They go on to great success in their careers. That money's gone. In this case, with a unparalleled student loan program with consumer protections like never before, those students who succeed, and we are confident most of them will, that money will come back and it will train the next group, and we can train more and more students with the same dollars. The consumer protections the governor has mentioned, Tracy has mentioned, but it bears noting. Student loans are burdensome on many students. This program removes those burdens. You only pay if you succeed. That is tremendous. And in addition to the loans, another thing that is always a challenge for students pursuing college, pursuing job training, is having some money to make up for that paycheck that they're foregoing. And so having living stipends as part of this program, which is a best practice in job training, we have funded that as well with these funds. That is enormously important. And so let me just conclude by saying, as Governor Murphy also always mentions, this was a whole of government approach. This required tremendous energy, dedication from people all across this administration. I'm the only member of your staff to be up here, Governor Murphy, but I want to say that I am standing in for the tremendous efforts of Tara Colton at the Economic Development Authority, the Executive Vice President of the Economic Development Authority, and her colleague Emily Apple and several others, whose dedication and commitment to this, along with the Office of the Secretary of Higher Education, Secretary Bridges, Deputy Secretary Comanto, really has delivered on the student-friendly aspect of this. We had partners from the Labor Department, from the Banking and Insurance Department, from the Consumer Affairs Division, focused again on how do we make sure that these loans are not as burdensome as traditional student loans, that these are truly student-friendly student loans. We had, in addition, tremendous leadership from your own office, from the governor's office, formerly from your office, Phil Lorero, Jeffrey Oakman, Candace Alfonso, Dave Rusak, just tremendous efforts on all of this. And on my team at HESA, the student loan experts at HESA really dug into the details of this. We are going to make sure that this is only an upside for the students with true downside protections in case the education doesn't work out for them and they don't get the kind of job they're looking for. And so I just have to thank my team, a whole bunch of people who really worked on the details of the student loan aspect of this, the Margot Challey, Kayla Secular, Jerry Trano, Dave Moffitt, Dave Gillespie, Richard Bates, Lorraine Palmer, Greg Foster, Marnie Grodman, and Jennifer Azzarano, among others. It's really a pleasure to be able to represent really a huge team of people within state government who really care about students and who really made this what we hope will be a national model that will be replicated all over the country. And as the money comes back in that revolving fund, we'll train even more students and expand this still further here in New Jersey. Thank you.
David, thank you. All terrific and great leadership. Just to underscore a couple of points that you and Tracy have touched upon. We hope this is ripped off by every other state. Making America stronger, making higher education more affordable, more accessible is what America is about, and we hope folks run with it. Secondly, I want to also add one other name, Joe Kelly, who's shepherded the CEO Council with me for 2+ years, is an important player in this reality. And by the way, when I say I hope others rip it off around the country, I hope others, institutions in New Jersey, rip it off. And as David alluded to, that we have more and more, whether it's county colleges or four-year institutions that are following this playbook. And the last thing I wanted to quickly underscore, I'm proud of the extraordinary team we have in state government. I know Tom is likewise proud of the extraordinary team he has here at the county level. But it's also important to occasionally look in the mirror and know that we don't know everything, which is why Tracy's involvement and social finances involvement is really, really important here. Because you are, as they say in the retail world, you're a category killer in this space, and we need you. So thank you for being our partner. I mentioned him earlier. He's our host today, the Vice President of Academic Affairs here at Hudson County Community College. Please help me welcome Dr. Darrell Jones. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Governor Murphy, thank you for your kind words. And as I was sitting there, the wow moment came over me, and just thinking about, and I saw the students and felt the students behind me, what a wonderful opportunity this is for our students. So if you could please show your appreciation to the governor and his team for this opportunity, I would appreciate it. So on behalf of our president, Dr. Chris Reber, I stand and extend greetings to each of you and welcome you again to Hudson County Community College, our Journal Square campus, and to Tom DeGeese, our award-winning Gaybert Library. So thank you very much for those kind words, and there are a number of people that I'd like to acknowledge. Again, Tom DeGeese, thank you very much for your 20-year investment in Hudson County Community College. We would not be here, we would not be where we are without your support and your investment of the college. I do not see our chairman of the Board of Trustees, William Netchert, but I'm going to mention his name anyway. We do have Board of Trustee member Pamela Gardner. Pamela, thank you very much for gracing us with your presence today. I also extend words of gratitude to Dr. Nicholas Chevroletti. Nicholas, where are you? He's in the back there. Nicholas is our Vice President for External Affairs and Senior Counsel to the President. He, along with Dr. Heather DeVries, collaborated with the Governor's Office to make this event possible also, and Heather is the Dean of Academic Affairs and Assessment. So for those who know Dr. Reber, this is a program, this is an event that he hates not being here, and he wishes he was here. For those that know Dr. Reber, he leads with the motto of students first, and this is in line with how he leads and his directives as a college. Unfortunately, he's on a well-deserved vacation. We wish him well as we all prepare for return to classes at the end of the semester. So Hudson County Community College is honored and proud to be selected as an inaugural partner or provider for the New Jersey Pay It Forward program. This remarkable opportunity will ensure that our students have access, as you've heard several times today, of in-demand jobs and additional financial support. I join others here today and show gratitude to Governor Murphy's continued commitment to close equity gaps for our students. Our nursing program is one of the finest and most successful anywhere. This is due in part to the determined and committed students that we enroll each semester, and also the talented and skilled faculty. So I want to extend congratulations to the Dean of Nursing and Health Sciences, Kathy Sarangelo. Thank you. And the Nursing Program Director, Carol Fasano, and your teams for all you do in ensuring that our students are exposed to best practices each and every day to ensure that they are competent, confident, and capable to enter their profession. And finally, I'd just like to share that this particular opportunity is in line closely with our two overarching priorities or principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and also student success. I join others here today, again, showing gratitude for the governor for closing those gaps. In closing, Governor Murphy, you can ensure that our students will value this opportunity. Thank you once again for all that you do.
Dr. Jones, to you and the entire team here at HCCC, hats off to the great work you do and for hosting us today. I didn't see Nick when I came in. Nick, are you here? Nick, you're on the way back. Nick Cervellati, a dear friend, is with us, former assemblyman, so great to see you, Nick, in particular. You know, there's Elvis, there's Cher, I think there's now Kadiatu. I'm not sure we need to add Kamara, her last name, to it, but she's a student right here at Hudson County Community College. We can all talk about this program as an abstract, passionate, as we may be, member, but Kadiatu is living proof of the lives that are changed by this. Come on down. Great to meet you. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kadiatu Kamara. I am a student here at Hudson County Community College. I am majoring in nursing program. I am a peer leader. I am really happy to be part of today's announcement to tell students throughout the state that about this great program, which is the New Jersey Pay It Forward program. This is something that we students have been waiting for so long. Unfortunately, I know that a lot of students choose certain majors because they are afraid of needing to take out loans in order to go through the program they would prefer, especially when it comes to healthcare and technology. I first came here just to learn English. However, during my English journey at Hudson County Community College, I realized that I belong here. There are three good reasons for that. The very first one is that Hudson was offering the most affordable option for my study. And the second reason is that the great professors here who are always available for their students. And lastly, people I met here made me want to follow their example to become a good leader. As a peer leader at Hudson County Community College, I am someone who offers a helping hand to new students by working with them, to apply for school or register for classes. Certain students have told me that, for example, they want to become a nurse or another profession they always wanted to be. However, they sometimes have to choose different major because they feel like that degree will be affordable for them. This is something that I feel is not right because, doing something that you are not passionate with is like giving up your dream and settle for something that you never wanted to be. I started to understand this when I became a peer leader because I have met a lot of people who have settled for a degree that they did not want to and wound up deciding to return back to school and because they do not like the job that they are doing. So today, I want to encourage my peer students to take initiative and to get the maximum benefit you can of this program so that you can follow your passion. And I want to say thank you to these people here, these great people here who decided to make this really easier for us and to help students to, follow their passion. Can you imagine students in this program do not have to pay back their loan until they start earning certain amounts of money, and that money will be also useful for future students who will be, those students are in the same program. So I really can't thank these people enough for giving students a hand when we really need it. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
How impressive was that? Let's hear it one more time for Kadiatu. Wow. As they say in Hollywood, it's a wrap. Before we break, and Tracy or David will correct me if I'm wrong, I'll anticipate a question I might get or we might get, and we could give you, Tracy and David and others can give you all the details associated with this. But in this first cohort, it's going to be about several hundred students in each one of these institutions, somewhere in that 200 to 300 range. And again, remember that the money goes back in so that this is the first cohort, and it's a self-perpetuating. It's going to impact thousands and thousands of lives, never mind family members, over the next number of years. So it's a real thrill to be here today. So, Tom, again, thank you, and Dr. Jones for hosting us so graciously on their behalf, as well as Tracy and David and Brian and the elected officials, and certainly Kadiatu and her fellow students, as well as the team here at Hudson County Community College. Thank you all so much. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. And happy birthday to my daughter, Emma Murphy.